Karthik Padmanabhan is a seasoned leader at Google India, where he spent the past 7 years driving the adoption of advanced AI technologies, including Gemini and Vertex AI. Passionate about innovation, he is dedicated to nurturing the developers' landscape in emerging markets. Please join me in welcoming Mr. Karthik sir. Please give a big round of applause.
So thank you for this wonderful welcome. And it's amazing to be here in Goa once again, addressing all these wonderful tech professionals who are, some of you are Goan, but some of you have chosen to become Goan in the recent past, I guess. But yeah, it's always great to be here. And I also want to take this opportunity to thank the local GDG chapters led by one and only Prajot, who's been tirelessly and relentlessly keeping this community active. And I want you guys to go ahead and give them a big round of applause for all the amazing hard work he and his team are doing. So I know it's not that very easy to give, but for the fact that this community has become what it is today because of the relentless nature of giving by the leaders in the GDG community here. So thank you very much for doing that. So also in the spirit of giving, I also want to take a dipstick of how many of you are here for the first time for a DevFest event. So that's good. So what I want you to think through by end of the day is that what is it that you want to take, but before taking something out from this event, you also need to give something to this event. So you need to figure that out deep inside, what is it that you want to give? Because only when you start giving, you start getting. So it's very, very critical for you to understand what you want to give. So you can give things like your attention, you can give things like your empathy, you can give things like your ability to listen, you can give things like your ability to help somebody when they have some issues or challenges of tech or any non-related tech, right? So you need to make sure that you sharpen your capability to start giving. Only then you will start receiving stuff. If you're not anywhere in life, right, any walks of life or any form, wherever, whichever stage you are in life, the more you give, the more you get. There's always a saying, right? The more you give, the more you get. So same thing happens in tech. The learning happens in tech through community. How much of videos or content you go through online, it can only take you to that level. It will never be able to make you proficient or bring in expertise for you in that particular area which you're learning. And that happens only when you are part of a community. The more you give, the more you get, the better your chances of you to become an expert, right? So you're transitioning from somebody who is a practitioner of a particular technology to become an expert in that technology is a function of how much you're giving, how much you're actively participating in the community. That is very, very key for you to keep that barometer when you are working in a community or wanting to become a great tech professional. Second, whatever you choose to do, it could be AI today, it could be tomorrow robotics, it could be yesterday, it could be mobile technologies, it could be web technology sometime back. You need to get very deeper into it. The more deeper you get into it, the more passionate you are about a particular topic, the better you get at it. Because if you're not liking what you're doing, you will never be able to do a good job of it. You'll get distracted very easily. You'll see that, you'll observe that in whatever little things you're doing. If you're doing something which you're really genuinely liking, you'll not get distracted, you'll get immersed in it. Have you noticed that? The same thing for your profession, same thing in your career. If you're doing something which is not something which you are comfortable with, something which you are really invested in, you'll get distracted. Somebody will say something, you look at that. Somebody will say this is going down, you get stressed. So you will get stressed, you will get depression, you will get all those things when you're doing something which you're not comfortable with. You're doing something which you're not naturally good at. If you're doing something which you're not liking to do, right? So you need to figure out what is it that you like to do in tech. So don't jump into tech because AI is the next big thing. Of course, AI is the next big thing. But just because it's next big thing doesn't necessarily mean that you will start enjoying it. If you're not enjoying it, figure out why you need to start enjoying it. You need to give yourself a strong reason of why you're enjoying what you're doing. So you need to bring in curiosity to do. Like a childlike curiosity you need to have. You need to go back. All of us have gone through the phases of being a child, right? Has anybody who's not been a child? Okay, so I thought somebody who just landed up here, right here like an alien, right? So you've all gone through that phase, right? So one of the things as a child you go through is curiosity. How many of you are still stroking the curiosity in you? Just look inward and see, are you still curious about learning, about technology, about getting into the depth of it? So you need to stoke that curiosity in you to make sure that you learn AI in a much more deeper way, not in a superficial way. If you learn it in a superficial way, nothing is going to help you. The third most important thing, what you need to do is that you need to start having fun. My way of saying is not going and drinking Fenny and getting drunk and going to a casino and losing all your money. That's not fun. Fun, that could be fun, but that's not a sustainable way of having fun. Because that hurts. It hurts your pocket, it hurts your health, it hurts your well-being. My kind of having fun is about enjoying yourself, enjoying who you are, enjoying things around you, observing things, taking notice of things that are changing, being grateful to the early morning rays when you get up, the beautiful sunset or sunrise that happens, the walk to the cab, or the walk to the bus, a journey to your workplace, a journey to your college, small little interactions, all that is fun. You need to make sure that you start enjoying the mundane. If you're not enjoying the mundane, you will not be a happy person. If you're not a happy person, then what happens? If you're not a happy person, then what happens? Huh? Something happens. Tell me, what happens? What happens here loudly? Huh? You're messed up. If you're not a happy person, you get stressed. Stress leads to what? High BP. High BP leads to what? Over a period of time, high BP leads to bad health, heart problems, issues. And then, one side you get stressed. The opposite side of stress is what? Depression. So you'll be toggling between stress and depression. So you need to start enjoying having fun with yourself. Learn to start having fun with yourselves without doing substance abuse. I mean, that's also another way of having fun. But just make sure that you enjoy every small little moment of whatever you're going through. Let's start what we call as mundane thing becomes fun, right? So these three things are important for you. One is community, contribute to the community. Taking is not sustainable. You can only take that much. After that, you will not be able to take. So the more you give, the more you get. Second, what is the second thing I talked about? Sorry? Louder. Okay, second thing I talked about is passion. Whatever you do, don't do it for the sake of doing it. Do it because you're really passionate about it, you really want to do something about it. And if you're not able to do that, you will not be able to live peacefully, right? So you need to drive that passion into whatever you're doing. Third is just have fun. In doing small little things, have fun. Doing small little things and having fun, just like being around, right? So these are the three things you need to keep in mind so that you're able to have a very successful career. With that, thanks to you all, and I'll be around. We'll have more such conversations as we get along. Thank you and have a great DevFest. Thank you very much.
living is giving. Without further ado, I'd like to call upon Mr. Arun Godavarti sir to kindly come on stage along with Prajot sir to welcome him. I request Prajot sir to hand over a memento as a token of our appreciation to Arun sir. Without further ado, let's dive into this world of fun and information. Our first speaker is a highly accomplished entrepreneur, enterprise solutions architect at Flutterflow, and a Google developer expert for Flutter and Dart. With over 7 years of mobile development experience, he has worked with more than 8 companies, and his last app on the App Store crossed 1 million downloads. Passionate about EdTech, he has built 2 products for his startup and runs a coding bootcamp for Flutter. A dedicated mentor, he has guided 50+ individuals, sharing expertise on app development, scaling, and future tech trends. Please join me in welcoming Mr. Vivek Yadav.
Am I audible? Good morning, Goa. Good morning, Goa. Okay. So for a fact, I slept around 4 hours. So if I miss something or if I do some weird stuff, okay, so that will be a message for you that at least take 8 hours of sleep. But cool. So, as Karthik and Prajot has already told, Goa is not only about tourism, right? We are having a lot of IT events. But for a fact, right now we are having more than 3 biggest events, the biggest IT conference events in Goa right now. Okay, apart from DevFest. Yeah, DevFest is one of them. So Goa is not just about tourism now, right? It's not just about fun, it's not just about party. It is also about building products, right? How many of you have built any product in your lifetime? Any product, mobile app, AI, maybe a building, and I don't know. How many of you have built something in your life? Can I see your hands? Okay, I don't have anything to give you right now as a party token, but I can give you a lot of building token if you want. But for that, I want to see your hands. Okay, what about others? What are you doing here? Are you product managers? No, right? So, okay, cool. That was a bad joke, but cool. Can I have this, please? Okay. So, before we start, how many of you know Flutter? Okay. How many of you know Android? iOS? Okay, what about others? Are you also sleeping like me, or you are having some other kind of dilemma? Okay, good. So, the Flutter, Android, iOS, few of you already know that these things, the Android SDK, iOS SDK I'm talking about, these things are used to build mobile applications, right? You have used mobile application, right? Do you hate mobile application? No, you love it, right? Unless you scammed by some random APK. We love building products. We love using products, right? So we'll just dive into, how you can build these products visual using a tool, Flutterflow. Okay, it was a tool day before, 2-3 years back, but now it is an environment to build your products easily. And we will see how 1.6 million people are using Flutterflow to build their apps. So are you ready? Yes? Yes. Okay, cool. So that was the frequency interference. This is me, Vivek. I am delivering talks for more than 5 years. I think I have delivered more than 70 talks till now. And yes, that's achievement for me. Is it? Okay. That is my first question I go and ask at every event. Is it audible? Is it audible? Do you know why? Trust issue, right? I don't trust this. Right? So, what do we do to remove these trust issues? We use it. We build our trust if this is right or wrong. That's why I ask, is it audible? You say yes, then basically I'm building trust, right? So while developing apps, okay, you build your trust. While marketing your app, you build your trust, right? Yeah. And what I'm doing, I'm doing a lot of conferences around the world to build trust between you and me. Okay, so if I'm doing that for 5 years, so I think it will be useful for you as well, and I hope the first talk goes well. So yeah, I'm Vivek. I empower everyone to craft exceptional digital products effortlessly, and I'll show you how. Apart from that, I am enterprise solution architect. I help enterprises, basically companies who have billions of products, to build their products in Flutter and Flutterflow. I'm also Google developer expert for Flutter, so yeah, I'll not explain that. I'm also Google first startup mentor, so it's basically accelerator, and if you want to get in that, you can connect with me or the Google team who is here. Okay, let's start. So what are we doing? We are building products, right? Right? Yes, no? Okay, this is not one-way communication. Okay? This has to be two-way communication. Otherwise, you will have trust issues, right? If only one party is talking so much, other party is not talking, you know where I am going, right? You will have trust issues. So, okay. So, just a moment. Good. So let's start. Building products. Are you here for building products? If no, then you're wrong. Because whatever we do, we are AI developer, product managers, scrum master, whatever we are only building products. Okay. It's not like we are coding it, but it's like we are designing it, we are planning for it, we are marketing it, right? So in the end, what we do is that we only build products. Okay? That these products, what they have, the IT products, the tech products, right? They have maybe backend, APIs, SDKs, screens, navigation, and whatnot, right? And with Flutter, what you can do? With Flutter, you can build the front-end applications, right? So what does this front-end products have? They have screens, they have navigation, they will have animation, they will have APIs, SDK, native integration, and there are a lot of stuff. Okay. So when I say I'm building products, I'm also saying that I'm building mobile apps, I'm building web apps, I'm building desktop apps. And again, I know what these applications will have, right? Let's go ahead. Let's see what it looks like when you build a lot of products. So take an example. Okay. Take an example that you are building a product and you want to reach to every inch of user. He might be on mobile, he might be on web, he might be on tablet, he might be on desktop, right? So what you will do? You will start writing code for each and every platform, right? No, with Flutter, you don't have to write. You write once and you get output everywhere, right? Am I right? Yeah. The same we do with Flutterflow as well. Okay. But we do little different. Again, Flutterflow is what? Flutterflow is an environment to build Flutter apps. Okay? So let's go ahead. So we know we build products. Okay? We also build design with products. We just don't build products, right? We build design with products. We also build customized products. Right? We just don't want a simple mobile app with some screen, some buttons, right? We want to customize it, customize in form of actions, functions, animations, and whatnot. Okay. Along with that, we also want to build scalable products. We just don't want that our application start crashing after 100 people using it, right? We want to scale it. And yeah. So when we say about design with products, okay. So take an example of a consumer app built on Flutterflow to have 250 pages built into Flutterflow plus more than 300 components built into same window. So what does it mean? It means you can actually design or you can actually create components, okay, which are very designed. It is not very simple components. Like if you have any thought, okay, Flutterflow is giving you a simple component or something like that. Flutterflow is nothing but a Flutter environment, right? And with Flutter, we know we can control each and every pixel, right? If you're a Flutter developer, you will know that. So with Flutter and Flutterflow, what we are doing is we are building design-rich products by creating design systems, animations, and everything in a single window. What else? We are building scalable products. What is mean by scalable products? That we want to make sure that we have million users, not just few hundred users. Right? So for example, there is a banking product built upon Flutterflow which have reach of 1 million users. Okay. Then we want to customize our products. We just don't want simple products, right? We want to customize animation, we want to customize functions, we want to customize actions, and few more. Right? So, we built our product which is design-rich, customizable, scalable, front-end products. Right? What else we are doing? We are building all of this visually. How? We will see that. So, we have an option of configure your UI elements in the same window. So, for example, we have more than 200 UI components. For example, text field, buttons, which you can customize based on your brand or based on whatever designer gave you. And you know what designer gives you. Literally anything. So, yeah, you have more than 200 elements which you can configure. Again, in the same window. Then, after configuring everything, what you will do? You will basically create a page and start writing code for that. Right? What will happen when you tap on that button? So we call it as an action. You can visually build these actions using action editor, action flow editor. So what you do is basically, if you see, you are dragging an action which is back into the action flow. Okay. Similarly, you can build all the complex functionalities. Basically, just think of it like you are creating a flow chart with all these actions. Then you have built it, you have written action for it. Now you want to test it, right? You want to see what it actually looks like, how it is looking. So for that you have like preview. So you don't have to install anything in the laptop, or also you can use the product, the Flutterflow on the tablet. So you're not installing anything. Even though you are able to see what you are building. Right? And you can also connect your app with the live data. What is meant by live data? Basically, you can keep some live data or some data about your app, about your screen, about your user in the app, and you can ask Flutterflow to show me how your application will look like with this data. Okay? Cool. So that's what we do with Visual. What we do is we configure UI elements, we use Visual Flow Editor, we use Live Preview, and we connect our app with the live data backend. Okay, after that, we build our app, visually. But there's one thing which is missing, right? I cannot be working on the app alone. I'll have 100, 200, maybe 500 people working on the same app. Right? That's where collaboration comes in. So what you do on Flutterflow is that whenever you create a project, you can invite someone to collaborate in your product or in your project. You can invite them as a developer, you can invite them as a designer, you can invite them as a marketer as well. So they will come and they will do their changes related to their marketing campaign. Similarly, you can invite Scrum Master and who not. You can basically invite anyone, ask them, hey boss, if you have any problem, you can go and change the Flutterflow project itself. Okay. And we have this issue with a lot of designers, right? They come with some random design thing like animation and ask us to design. So what we can say, I'm not asking you to say, but what we can say is, hey, you can open the project, I've invited you, go and do the change. Or create component, and yes, it is very easy for them as well. Okay. After building, what you can do is you can invite them to get their feedback as well. Because now you don't have to install any Flutter SDK or any Java SDK, and you can get your app running in the same window. So you can ask them that, hey, come and give me feedbacks about the product. Okay. Then branching. Usually this problem happens with developers, right? We build a lot of stuff at the same time, and then we forget to do push or pull or PR, we forget to raise a PR. So a lot of stuff are happening, which we shouldn't do. So Flutter provides you the branching, the advanced branching strategies or functionalities which you can use directly in the same window. So you can create your own branch, you can create a lot of commits, and you can merge them as well in the same window visually. I'm not saying you to go and read code. You can see things visually that okay, this button was blue and now it is red. What else? So for collaboration, we have invited people, we got their feedback, we use advanced branching within developers, and we also reuse components. This is very important. For example, if I have an enterprise, I can have more than 500 applications. But what I want is same brand colors across that. If I give an example, you know a lot of applications of the same brand, but they have different colors, right? Why? They're not able to manage the design system effortlessly. But if you're building it in a very secure and controlled environment, you can do that easily within Flutter. Okay. Yeah. So we have built our products, the front-end products, which are designed, scalable, and by visual and collaborative. What else? After building, I want to write automated test, or I want to deploy it right out of some Play Store or Play Store or App Store. Right? So what you can do? After building the product, the process of testing, debugging starts, right? So you have a window. I was told, right? You don't have to install anything. So what you can do, you can run the app, okay, on the same window, and you can see how and where it is running, what data it is showing. I think I'm talking about this one, yeah. So if you see, the application is running somewhere, okay, you don't have to install anything, but at the same time you can see what is value of your variables, just like debug properties, right? We do while running. What else? After debugging, after everything, what you can do is you can also write automated tests. We hate it, right? We don't write test code. But what if I told you that okay, you can do it visually? Would you do it? I'm pretty sure you won't. Or you won't. Okay, but please do. So you can create your automated test which will run whenever you want, and it is very simple to add. It's like, you're asking, okay, I'll take this button without running code. I'll take this button, I will tap on this for 500, right? And my output should be, let's say, 500 as a value. Okay. What else? The code which you generate from Flutter Flow. Okay. So what we did till now, we built the products visually, right? After building everything, I wrote my code. So what you can do, you can download the code in your IDE or in your project or in your laptop, wherever you want. If you want to create your own or write your own script for uploading it to any store, you can do that as well. So basically you own your code. Nobody owns your IP, right? The things which you have built, it is yours, it's not mine. So that's it. What else? Now you might have a question here, it's fine, it's great to run the app without installing anything. But I am a developer, I want to test the app by myself. So yes, you can do that as well using local run. So what you can do, you can, let's say, open a simulator, ask Flutter to connect with it, run the app and see how it is looking in that particular application. Okay? So we have built our product, the front-end product, effortlessly using visual tools and collaboration tools. We also added automated tests, but also we want to deploy it across the stores, right? For example, I have to deploy it on Windows Store, I have to deploy it on App Store for iOS, Android, and whatnot. So you get that option as well. In the same window, you have option to deploy it on the web, on the App Store, Play Store, and if you want to deploy it on Windows, Mac, or Linux Store, you can download the code, right? And or push it to the repository, basically the GitHub repository, and start an action which will create it and deploy it to the source. So basically, you have your own script frame, and you don't have any problem of uploading it to anywhere. Okay. So yeah, what you do is you test, you run, you own your code using local run, download code, deploy apps, automated test, and debug panel. Okay, so what actually we are doing? So we are building design-rich, customizable, scalable front-end products, visually, collaboratively, with automated test and deployment control. Are you guys with me? Okay. So what if I told you that you have a power of doing Uno reverse to your problem? Would you love to do that? Okay, so let me talk to Flutter devs. What you do is you write code, you run that, and then see what are the changes you have done, right? And if you did like, what you will do? You will repeat same process again. What if I say that you can do without running this code? Basically, you drag a button, change color, and see it there itself. Right? What if I told you that you don't have to look into widget after building that or after running that, right? So would you love that? Okay, well I do. So yes, you can Uno reverse these two problems to Flutter apps directly. It's that you don't have to wait for an application to run to give you the UI output. Plus, you don't have to wait your application to run and give you widget report. Okay. Now, what happened with all of this? So basically, if you're building your apps visually, what happens? Am I taking your job, or am I asking that the developers are not required? Is that a case? Yes, no? Okay, well let's know, because I myself am developing mobile apps for more than 7 years and Flutter apps for more than 5 years. I started using Flutter when it was not in public as So when I started using Flutter Flow, right? Initially I thought, okay, this is not doing much great job, or it is not up to the mark. But when I started using it, I got to know that okay, it is giving me a superpower to develop things visually, basically save my time, okay, and build the same product faster, right? And what happens when we build product faster? Yeah, we save money, but we actually earn money faster. You are here for what? To gain some knowledge? To take this knowledge and earn more, right? Right? So it's all about money. So when you save time, basically when you have money, you can build product up to this. When you have more time, you can build product up to this. But when you can save money and time to build same product, you can build your product up to the mark which you do. Okay. So basically what we are doing is, with saving this money, saving this time, with having this superpower, we are making ourselves faster to build this product and market it before the time or in time. Okay. What else? So now these non-technical users or non-technical people in the product development, right? If you are here, can I see your notes? The non-technical, basically who don't like to write code. When you don't raise, you will not raise your hand. So you get the superpower. You can log into the app, you can see product, you can see project, you can change maybe color, you can change actions, you can add action, you can add feature, and you can add the pages as well because components are there, right? You can create a page, drag components, see how it works. So, yep, the developers, you are faster, and non-technical users, you get some superpowers to build this application. Okay, what else? So till now, what do you think? What is Flutterflow? Okay. It's not a low-code tool. It's not a tool which asks you to write a lot of codes, but it is somewhere between that. Okay. It is an environment which is basically visual developed environment. That's what I call it, that's what we call it. We are not asking you to write machine code or write directly code at the graphics level. And I'm also not saying that you don't have to write a code. Yes, there are some scenarios that you have to write a code. And that's where we come to help you with custom code, custom actions. Okay. So it's not like that everything will be automated or everything will be built without your interception. Okay. So what does that mean? It means it is an environment which will help you to build your products faster and better. So, how much time do you have? Are you ready to build applications Flutterflow? Come on, show me some hands. Yes, no, maybe. Or if you give me money, I'll build that. Give me something. Okay, cool. So, the overall idea, the overall agenda of this talk was to let you know that there is an environment, there is a tool. There is a visual development environment tool which helps you to build Flutter apps faster and better, and at the same time you can deploy it to multiple stores. At the same time you can invite your users, your developers, your PMs, and who not in your team on the same platform and ask them that if you want to do something, this is the place. Okay, that's it. I will leave you with one simple quote: is that craft solution with purpose. When every line of code aligns with the user needs, scalability and excellence. Thank you so much, and start building Flutterflow.
Do any of y'all have any exciting questions, sir? We have some amazing spot prizes for those who ask questions.
Well, I have one question, if I can.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, any question?
Come on, guys. Does anybody have any questions, sir?
Okay, for that I think you have to tell them what are the prizes.
That's a surprise.
But cool, do you have any question? Well, I might have first question. Is it paid? Is free? Well, I will not answer that. You can go and check it out on Flutterflow.com. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Looks like they really understood what you said. They didn't have any questions. As a token of our appreciation, I request Rajot sir to hand over a token to Mr. Vivek sir.
By the way, I am around, so if you have any question, you can talk to me. And and if you are using Flutterflow, do let me know.